Mark in the count. The swing arm now coming back as our countdown continues.
Good evening, everybody. It's me, Brick Something, and right to my left. Yeah, to my left. What's up, Trevor? Hey. I don't know why I keep going to the left. You're like, huh? Yeah, you're actually on.
Yeah, I was trying to like tell everybody in the cabal that we're on live now.
Oh, to, like, yeah. Thank you for that. I'm the worst at that, man. Have you figured out like a rhythm for promotion and like when you're going on and you have your spot?
Yeah, I don't do it long enough in advance, but I mean, I think with Legions, like people know sort of that it's on Monday. It might not be this Monday, it might be next Monday, but yeah. I just figured like let's get some people in here. I did promo it, but you know how it is.
No,
people forget. They're busy, whatever.
And it's Sundays. Sundays, I've just found that they're very it's hit and miss with folks because it's Sunday. So I do get a lot more folks on the replay. That said, hello, welcome everyone to the Brick Something News. I'm Brick Something. This is Trevor 16 Shooter of the photographer over at Four Horsemen Studios, as well as man, he's taking pictures of all your favorite toys, basically. So yeah, today, as folks who have been watching the last couple of weeks know, I'm sort of on this path to LegionsCon, and it's going to be my first. And I've been sort of bringing folks on to kind of like talk me through it and kind of looked at like different sort of elements of the show. Today, since I do have a member of the studio who will play a prominent role at both the Thursday Intern for a Day and G-Con, like your work will be featured on Friday. Unless
I can't wait to see it myself because I haven't taken it all. So.
It's like that, huh? It's like I've heard you say that, and it's hard for me to wrap my head around. So for those, unfamiliar, real quick, G-Con is where they sort of reveal the photos and the figures for the next year's Mythic Legions wave. So you're really taking pictures up till the last minute. I guess that's the deal with digital, huh?
There's been stuff that like they've been working on. I think it was the magic packs and the hand packs from, was it Necronominus? It might have been Necronominus.
Mm-hmm.
No, couldn't be Necronominus. No, because we have it was a Alithia, I think. It was Alithia. Like literally the day of, like that day. Like before people came, actually while people were there for Intern, I'm still editing photos and stuff. So yeah, it happens. I mean, it's not really... It's the nature of the business. Like I've got other companies like right now that are like, hey, can you squeeze this in? I'm like, dude, okay. Yeah, but it's tight. It's tight.
Yeah.
It was Pox. It was Poxus. Thank you, Rick.
That's the whole the digital thing too, because they can do that, right? It's like, oh, just take the picture and we'll be able to project it.
It was
and it'll be all good.
Guerrilla stuff that morning. Yeah, like I was in the studio and we're just like, all right, give me the stuff. I'll set it up. I'll take a picture.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, well, anyway, so
hopefully we'll come down to that this year.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be talking about the Intern for a Day stuff. I kind of want to pick your brain about it because, as you know, I won the what do you call it? Lottery? I guess the lottery. Yeah, won the lottery to be able to go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then I want to talk about photography and sort of like Legions photography in particular, and all the different photographers that'll be there, and then some of the stuff that's going to be there to support folks like amazing toy photography, props, dios, etc., and kind of pick your brain about what you're looking for, what you're in the market for, what you're just sort of curious to see. So first, let's do the business of saying hello to everybody who's here with us today live, and thank you all. We got Brian Carr, who, like myself, can't wait for LegionsCon.
Oh yeah.
Would you say you can't wait, or are you like slow down, freeze time?
Right now, I'd like another week. Yeah. I like a week to breathe. I'm getting everything done, but like I've got to get my stuff done, you know, my personal stuff done. We'll talk about some other things I got to get done, and then just photography. Plus, like have taken some photos that I'm like excited about, and I can't tell anybody about it. So
Sure. Yep. Gady's Toys was looking. I'm assuming it was the thumbnails because there was quite a bit of dramatic lighting in that thumbnail. Michael's here.
Yeah. Hey, Mike. What's up, man?
Also just excited. We were all good things. Allison Troy is here. Greetings to you, my friend. Josh Brown will also be at the show. Also looking forward to meeting everybody in person. The show, but will not be on the show. Hello, Thanos, and thank you in advance for helping with the links. Cloud, who was here last weekend, that was good phrases. Good evening, kittens. Zio Adams, what's going on? If we could fly you from Italy, that'd be amazing. Nolan is here. What's going on, Nolan? And
you and Mr. Allen, we should come over together.
Oh yeah. You could do songs, like have a piano set up in the middle of the. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
Yeah. How great would that
Fable. Be? What's going on,
Hey,
Brian?
what's up, man? What's up, Brian?
Good to see you. Rick Jones, what's up? What up, nerds? KJ Smith is here. He says nerds lovingly for hopefully he didn't trigger any of you. Solo Sinner, hello, always good to see you. Oh yeah, people are helped you out with that Poxis. Let's see. Oh right, good to know. I'll look at that. Oh, awesome! I didn't realize. We'll both be.
Mike's gonna be there,
for the day. Awesome. And Seth, what's going on? Amateur Hour.
Hey, what's up?
And of course, JMac 77.
What's up, Jay?
And thank you in advance. Oh, one more. P Boyle 2112. Hello.
Hey, what's up, Patrick?
And hello to everybody who's checking it out on the replay. Okay, so some quick businessy things. We're going to look at a bunch of stuff, and I'm a visual person. I like to see stuff, and I like to send people to see everything. You know what I mean? Like I want people, we're talking about all this stuff, go. So down here, there is a link, a bit.ly link that'll take you to this Google Doc with everything that we're looking at, including stuff from past shows. It's how I keep track of this stuff too. So check that out. Oh, and if you want to be fancy, down by Trevor, there's that little QR code. Yeah. And if you scan that, you will. Other side. There you go. If you scan that, I believe you will scan his soul. Okay.
Cool.
So shall we talk?
I don't have a soul, so it's nothing to scan.
Shall we talk LegionsCon? This thing that is coming up, man. It is coming up.
That we do.
Yes, it is 2 weeks away. This has been hitting the cabal, this banner, and it's official. 2 weeks. As of last Thursday, 2 weeks.
See, that's deceiving for me because it's really like a week and like a couple of days.
Right.
So I got to be there Wednesday. And so
are you driving from New York?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's 60 miles, but it can take 2 hours on any given weekday. So,
are you hauling a bunch of stuff with you, like lunch boxes?
So lunch boxes, I had the smart idea I had to go to the studio the other day to pick some stuff up. So I had the smart idea to bring the giant boxes of lunch boxes with me and ask them kindly to store them at the studio because Nate Strong is actually going to come to my house. He's flying in early to pick him up from JFK. He's going to stay here. We're going to head out on Wednesday morning. Gotcha. So he's going to have his luggage. I'm going to have my luggage. I got tons of crap that's going to load. I got a Jeep, but it's only so big. So yeah, luckily I had the foresight to bring most of that stuff with.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
And so you mentioned, so you do work with Four Horsemen Studios. And I'm curious, how often do you actually go in to the studio?
Not as often as I'd like. I mean, the drive sucks. Getting off of Long Island is terrible, no matter what you're doing. But once I get there, man, I kind of want to like I almost thought about getting a hotel the other day just to come in the next day and just hang out, to do stuff. There was stuff to do, but I just love hanging out with those guys. It is fun. It's a fun atmosphere. They're working. I mean, everybody's working hard, but it is cool just to, shoot the. Can we swear? I forget.
Go for it. It's fine.
Okay, shoot the shit with Eric and Chris and everybody there, George and everybody. It's great. It's nice. It's fun.
So like right now, they're prepping for Intern for a day when they're going to have a bunch of. Do you know how many? I actually don't even know how many people are going to end up at Intern.
I don't know. It's felt like, if I had a guess, 20 people and guests, so maybe 40 people.
Okay.
That's so. I don't know. I don't really know.
So for those unfamiliar, I know I've mentioned it a couple times, but I figured I'd really talk about it today with Trevor. So like 40 to 50 interns, folks, sign up to enter the lottery. Then you get selected, and if you're selected, you pay a fee and you participate in this thing where on the Thursday before LegionsCon, we're learning about the studio. And so here's sort of a post from Four Horsemen about 2023 to kind of give you a sense of what's going on, right? So the folks who are interns spend the day from the morning till, work hours, essentially, getting to know the studio and getting tours, right? So this will be the 7th. Yeah, the 7th Intern for a Day, 2024. And this is what was going on. Is this kind of like what the sort of demos will be again this year? Has that been figured out?
Yeah, pretty much. I'll be making omelets for everybody at this point.
Cool,
so
sweet.
they're really good. So that's all I'll be doing. So if you want an omelet, come by. No, I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet. I don't know if you're going to aim at that. Like last year, do we want to lead into this? Is that, or you just want to ask me if this is what this is the rundown basically though?
Yeah. No, I mean, I am kind of curious. Let's talk Intern at this point, just sort of like, and I know it's one of many things that you have to do. And I asked you earlier, how are you prepping? And you kind of laughed like, oh, prepping.
Yeah, I'm not prepping. Not right yet.
Yeah, what's going on? Is this generally the plan, or will there be additional like demos or maybe less?
Yeah,
demos?
Generally the plan is there is no plan.
Okay,
no,
got it.
So the first year, I mean, the sculpting demonstration from Eric is amazing. Like as I think as Jeremy said many times, like sometimes you will watch him create something that you will then see in some close form later on in the line. Yep. Not always, but sometimes. But it's cool to watch. It's great. Probably the best part. That and the tour from Jim. So the studio is cool, and there's a lot going on, and you're going to see probably some of the stuff that's happening at LegionsCon before it happens at LegionsCon. Like a lot of people got to see the statue of Ziri, I think, last year. So,
right. Real quick,
so you get a little insider. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just realized. Let me play some of the visuals and sort of while we're talking. But this is Big Dubs from last year, which was awesome because for folks like me who were like not at the con, like this was our window into kind of what was going on, and it's just sort of like to be able to see it. So
it was soup to nuts with him, man. It was crazy. He did some mad filming last year.
Coverage, yeah. So this is just sort of like background them coming in, but you're saying you get a tour first, and then you mentioned like the sculpting.
So the tour, thing, which is this, the tour is the studio. Yeah, the sculpting is fantastic. That's really cool. Now we haven't seen that yet, but who knows?
And so you'll see things, but like you said, we I don't know how does that work? Because I think they sort of showed things that were going to be revealed. Did they not show some things in Intern that were going to be revealed the next day, or would they kind of keep those hidden? I forget.
No, I don't think they reveal anything that's going to be at G-Con.
Yeah.
Occasionally, people have seen things on the shelf.
Yes.
That may or may not have been Mythic Legions, because again, the Four Horsemen do a lot of work for a lot of people. But there are sometimes things that aren't released or out there. And I think somebody there one year there was something that was like either a G-Con reveal or a future reveal, but it was very like it was a head, like so nobody knew what it was, or it was an arm or something. I don't know what it was, but I can't even remember. But you never know. Keep your eyes peeled. I mean, hopefully they've learned from this and they're really hiding things now at this point. But you never know.
And I might be wrong because there were some things in here that were from the way, but it might have been sort of after. I might be mixing it up. But okay, sorry. talk about Intern for a day, and I'm going to pop up some things. And by the way, there are already people making orders, so just be ready for the omelets.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So what else? What else can people sort of expect from G?
So the tour is really cool. The tour will take you through their studio, and again, like I said, like some of the stuff that they're working on, you'll probably see some of like the setups, like if they're working. I don't even know because I didn't see this. Did I see this? Oh, I did see this. Well, I can't say that though. I gotta be careful. Well, you know that like a large, you know,
keep talking.
Kind of figure, you know, every year. They did Ziri last year. They had the Ogre the year before, so, you know, whether or not they're doing something this year, I honestly don't know. But like, you know, you'll probably get to see that maybe because the tour upstairs from them is a company that rents out to Broadway shows and TV shows like SNL and stuff, like costumes and props and stuff. So you'll get, like, well, this is the back. This is the, there you go. There's the Ogre.
It's crazy.
So you get a tour. This is just stacks and stacks of boxes, which to some people is very exciting to see all those, you know, those all in boxes.
I mean, it is for folks who are sort of fans. I think it's really educational and interesting to kind of see how the sausage is made. So yeah.
And on that note, I will not be making sausage, so there's no sausage in the omelets. But that's really cool. And then you get to see Nate Barch, probably. I think last year everybody saw like Cosmic Legion's packaging before it came out, so that was really cool. The new wave, and he'll be talking about his process, which is always wild. Like, if you know anything about Photoshop, dude's got like 90 layers in these things, man. It's nuts. He's amazing. But and then you'll come over to my neck of the woods, and you know I'll waste your time for half an hour. The last year, like the first year, I tried to do like here we go. I tried to do like a setup. Boy, this is really awful footage. Terrible.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
Angle. But I tried to do like a setup where I was like walking people through a shot. And I'll probably set something like up like that and probably ask people as they come in, because it's groups of like 5, 6, 7 people, what they want to know. Like if they want me to like show them how I would set up a shot. And a lot of stuff last year was a lot of Photoshop post work, and talking about. I'll probably show them there's a shot in the calendar this year that nobody's seen yet. I haven't posted it yet, so I'll probably show them that, and we'll talk about it. You know, we'll talk about you know, the process. It's fun. I mean, you know, generally there's ask questions. That's what I would say. Like just ask questions and tell me what you want to see. Like start Spock's butt or something. You know, like Spock's butt.
Well, real quick, let me. There's a couple of things going on here. First off, keep swearing. Keep swearing. Oh, sorry, man. Yeah. Keep swearing, because apparently Solo Center would like to contribute to that swear jar. Thank you so much, Solo Center, who's been awesome about
nice fucking super chat, eh?
Supporting with the super chats, and then here's Michael adding to the omelet fund. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. That's a California omelet. You're from Oakland, so you know that's how much an omelet.
Yeah, he probably wants like avocado and kale or something like that in there.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to run us through sort of the photography end, explaining some of that stuff. And I've watched this before, and you're kind of talking about handling prototypes and all that kind of stuff. And just so you know, any of that stuff would be amazing to see.
Yeah, last year I had a prototype for one of the grays.
Yeah, one of the grays.
I let people like kind of like touch it and play with it and you know, see how fragile it is and what a pain in the ass. See, it's broken already.
Yep.
What a pain in the ass it is to deal with these things. Just so you know, I'm basically looking for empathy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let people feel
when they cry about something, you know, that isn't quite right in a picture, or you know, it looks a little stale or stiff or something,
or gray or blue. Sure, yeah. No, it's great. All of this stuff. I know it's probably
great. Did you say a gray or a blue?
Yeah, I did.
Brick.
No, I'm just things that I've picked up from people. But no, I just think it's okay. I think it's really cool. So like I don't know if you feel like the pressure, like what do people should like. I'm telling you, man, any of this stuff, we're down to see it and excited. So
yeah, what I've learned is people are pretty receptive to just about anything. But I've given them the option now. I tried to do like a set thing, and like I just like, hey, what do you guys want to talk about? You know, what do you want to know? And I'll just run through anything. So that's cool. And that's kind of like what Cameron and Joe and Sherry do too. Like, I think they have some stuff they talk about, but generally it's like, hey, how do you pick these colors? How do you, I think that's what he's showing right now, his Pantone thing, not to ruin the whole.
Yeah, no, he almost made me like choke when he said it was like $700. I was like, wait a second, that's got to be like some, is that like some
Pantone,
industry thing?
Yeah, Pantone charts are nuts now. Like you even got to pay for it to be in. You used to get it in Adobe Illustrator. This is way off the topic, but you used to have to pay. You used to have to get it in Adobe Illustrator so you could at least spec them. For spec the colors, and now you got to pay to get it inserted into Adobe Illustrator. So I'm like, I don't know. I just don't.
Well, I was going to say this is a relatively new. So unless I'm really ignorant, because I used to do stuff and for print, so we had Pantone swatches all the time, and maybe it's because I wasn't paying for them because somebody else was. I had no idea, or have they gone up? Is that become a thing?
They've gone up, but usually even back in the day, the sets were like $300 or $400 for the books. It's a stupid money grab, but like I mean, hey, they're a behemoth, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
And it's a great way to spec things if you need a specific color on something. So
Anyways, so but that kind of nerdy stuff will come up, and I'm here for it. Just so you know, like it's not boring or tedious. It's the kind of stuff that some of us are like, oh yeah. And I suspect there'll be people in the audience who are like, yeah, no, I can relate. Or, yeah, it's cool stuff. And just even seeing like how all of this stuff I was watching, just really intrigued by it's like, really okay, cool. we take the 2D and how do we translate that? And it's really cool stuff, man. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to all of this, as you and I have discussed, and as folks on the channel. I've seen my brother and I are going to be doing, he and I are the sort of brick plus one. And so we're super excited. We're excited about the show. We're excited about G-Con, everything, but this in particular is really exciting for both of us.
You're the winner, right? And you're bringing him as a guest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the other thing is like you get to paint like a bust usually.
Right.
I don't know if they're doing it this year. I haven't seen anything honestly, so I don't know what it is. But the main person gets that, and the other person gets
that's my understanding.
But you both get to order stuffs too, like for
armory.
No. Well, I guess we're gonna get to do the armory too. Like I guess everybody's gonna get to do the armory. I think everybody's gonna get to order some figures up front. You know what I mean for yeah. So there'll be a list. Usually, I mean, I think they're doing that this year. They've done it before. Like you get a list of figures that they have. And you can just like instead of like waiting in line the next day, you can just order them right there, and they'll hand them to you at the end of the show. So, I
didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. The perks. I'm looking forward to it. We've got all sorts of folks dropping in. What's up? Like
cool.
Look,
nice. Hey, what's up, Chris?
Awesome. Cool. Oh, here you go. This right there. That would be my brother, Ted.
It looks just like you were in that thumbnail.
Sorry to my nephew, but that was my nephew who probably wouldn't be thrilled that photo was on. But okay. So Intern for a Day, that's going to be amazing. I can't wait to just sort of see it. I'm curious though. People are prepping. Like you're prepping. Most of your stuff is done in your studio at home. But like I can only imagine what everybody at the studio proper is doing, and then all of a sudden have to like make it look nice, presentable for a bunch of like 40, 50 people walking through. What's that like?
In terms of like display stuff?
Or just that, but also like, I mean, I don't know. Are people just super tidy and like this is how their workspace is?
In the studio. Yeah, they're cleaning up the studio. I was just there and it looks good. Like, so last year, there was the main sort of room that you walk into from that you were showing earlier from Dub's video.
Yep.
Yeah, through the kind of the glass cases of the 2-ups and stuff like they had from the older waves and some of that stuff. So you walk through that door and that goes kind of into a main room where the offices are off to the sides, and it's a pretty decent sized room. They'll They have a table there. They usually, eat lunch. I guess some people eat lunch there. It's a whole. There's a whole caste system there. No, it's not really. And we were joking about that the other day. But that room was filled with boxes. With boxes last year because things had been building up and they hadn't gotten, they had just gotten stuff. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it was nuts. So that whole thing is gone. That's all gone. It's all open. They're working on some cool displays. Jim's working on some stuff that looks pretty cool. So that'll all be nice and open again, which is cool. Because I think, Nate got crammed over in the corner doing his demo and stuff. So this will be great. It's all going to be open. What else? Yeah. So the boxes. What were we talking about? What was your question? I forgot.
Oh, I was just asking what it's got to be like right now, prepping for this thing, and like.
Oh, prepping. Right.
Prepping to have 40 to 50 random folks walking in and walking through the office, making.
Yeah, they're cleaning up. I'm sure everybody's like dusting and things like that. Maybe Chris is picking up some of his Lego sets on the floor of his office or something.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Parting. Here he is. Like, is he going to be dressed?
A lot of Lego sets.
Is he going to be in costume?
Probably, likely, there will be some shenanigans in terms of Chris's cosplay.
Wonderful.
He doesn't miss an opportunity to, be Chris.
But legit, we're walking through people's workspaces, working through their offices, and kind of.
Yeah. And I mean, it's fun. I mean, look, you can see right there. You just look at people's offices, and it's just all the stuff that they have collected over the years. George has got some cool stuff. He used to have like a full size, Kenner Boba Fett.
Oh, sweet. Like a 1-to-1.
But he's got all, like life size.
That's awesome.
Was nuts, yeah.
I've seen there's a Darth Vader one at the Super 7 store near me here.
I want that. I want the Darth Vader one.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
and you'll get to walk around. Like, it's just cool. You'll just get to kind of get a feel of like what day-to-day life is like there, and you'll be very jealous because you're working in a toy factory basically, or at least the end result of a factory.
Love it. So that's going to be Intern. I'm super excited for that. But then after that is going to be G-Con, which we'll kind of gloss over because Cloud and I talked a whole lot about it last time. And then the week prior kind of went into this whole, you heard me sort of like doing my conspiracy.
Oh, dude, you had the strings everywhere.
Yeah,
by the time you were done, it was like a web. I couldn't even see you behind that.
It was like, Rick, what are you trying to say? Yeah, no, but whatever. It's just like, it's fun.
But it was good. I liked the thought. Stuff, like, man. You know what I mean? It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just part of the fun.
And you never know. Maybe you're right. Like, I can't say, but maybe.
Yeah, either way, I'm just excited and looking forward to the next thing because it is a big year. So, yeah. So there's all sorts of stuff. Hey,
25 years. Yep.
Yep. Adam wants to know, was that the room where they're keeping the dragon? Or is that no, I think that was elsewhere. But yes, moving on.
If there's a dragon, it's under wraps, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry, I should say hello to folks who are jumping in. What's up? We saw Adam. We see Aaron. Pain's Toy Samples. We're seeing Kevin Boots. Hello. Mirko is here. Thank you all for joining. And Oz. What's going on? Oz will be there as well.
Hey, what's up,
There's
Oz?
A couple of us next week. It's going to be our first, and I'm getting some of the folks together to do a first timers club kind of stream. So it's been fun. Every week has been sort of a different set of people talking about LegionsCon. So here we go. All right, now let's talk about the show proper. We'll skip over G-Con. Sure. Let's say it's now Saturday, Sunday. You've got a table. You've got stuff to show and sell. How do you do that? Are you literally at your table the entire time, or do you have other things to do and be at? Look at you. Hold on. Shuffle that up again for me. Let's put that on the solo. Come on, that's solo. Look at that. Look at that. You can put all your stuff in there.
Like
Thermos not included.
Unfortunately, thermos not included.
You just found a vendor that does that? That's a thing, huh?
Yeah, it's a thing. Actually, 9to5 Warriors, who just congratulations on their Kickstarter. He's got a lunchbox too. I was asking about him because he actually found a company that could kind of recreate a thermos, and I was like, dude, where'd you get those, buddy? You had to order 500 of them. I'm not selling 500. I mean, I've sold a bunch. It's been good, more than I expected, but not 500, not yet. Anyway, who knows? It's Cosmic Legions too, so maybe Mythic Legions will sell a little more, but we'll see. And that may happen next year. We'll see how well these do. But yeah,
those are great.
I have a table. Nate is going to be with me. Nate is going to be helping me out at the table as he did last year.
Nice.
And Nate's going to have his book there as well. So I am, along with everything else, trying to figure out the layout for this thing because I'm probably going to need some more shelving than I have right now. But yeah, tabletop. Going to have the lunch boxes there. I have in the past brought some customs that I've done. Like, I'm not really like known for that, but I love doing it. I'm known for like doing little breads and baked goods. That's what I'm known for.
Nice.
Yeah, but I do have some cool customs anyway. So I'll probably bring some of those and t-shirts, Legions Lounge t-shirts. This year I'm going to have a little set of like smaller prints, like little card type things, like postcard type size, with some stickers and a nice enamel Legions Lounge pin for like $15. So
very cool.
Pick those up. So yeah, there's going to be a variety of stuff: mouse pads, prints, calendars, of course. The calendar. I'm going to show off the cover tomorrow night on Legions Lounge. So
nice.
Yeah, it's so. Yeah, the one thing about that is like the more and more I think about it, like I want to do this because it's great and it's fun, and obviously I have the stuff, I have the calendar, and everybody comes to you kind of, and you get to see everybody.
Yep.
At the same time, I really, really just want to be a patron and walk the aisles, man. Because when I get out to do that, I have to kind of rush around, and I don't feel like I really take it all in until the end, basically, and it's kind of a bummer. I kind of want to be just part of the crowd sometimes, but I don't foresee that happening anytime soon.
Close up shop for like an hour one day and just kind of.
Well, Saturday this year, and this goes to the idea that a lot of people have brought their families over the years and their wives, and now like Curtis's wives involved. We got the whole Legions ladies. Not that this is it is male dominated, but like there were women involved, but now there seem to be more women, which is awesome. And some of those women are more popular than their significant others at this point. But I am bringing I'm not bringing my wife is going to be there on Saturday, so I will have to spend probably. I'm not just going to stick her behind the table, so I'm probably going to have to, walk her around there. So I will be able to get out, hopefully, on Saturday and kind of just enjoy it. But then I'll be all panicking because I got to remember everybody's name to introduce her. So, please, if I come up to your table, just introduce
name
yourself.
Tags. We got to
just introduce yourself. Just say, hey, I'm going to say this. My wife Linda is like, hey, I'm Jim. Cool. Nice.
I will actually wear a name tag. I think that's what Spiro's doing. We're gonna actually have name tags.
Oh, that's
excellent.
It
is. You know what I mean? Like we've talked about it. People
it's
have said
so hard, man.
It's
so hard.
So I've just been scrolling through your Instagram so folks can see your work, man. And it's just like, I've said like you take pictures of like some of my favorite lines, like right now between obviously Mythic, Cosmic, Figure Obscura, AWOC, Brutal Realm you were working on. Like this is all like just the stuff that I love. So yeah. Well, so you'll have the prints, you'll have the pin, you'll have the t-shirt, you'll have the freaking lunchbox to carry it all home in.
Calendar.
Did you say calendars will be available? Like you're revealing the cover and the
calendars is going to be plenty of calendars, right? $20. Beautiful. At the show. They're going to be a little more afterwards if you order them online, but I may have like a coupon for people during the sort of the aftermath of LegionsCon to order them if they want.
Very cool.
Yeah. Calendar, like it's fun. Like I kind of like Curtis said this on is Curtis Ackerman said this on his on Shooting the Shelf, I think the other day. I think it was him. Yeah, it was. He said he looks forward to now like the kind of the regular things that come out, which is cool. Like it felt good. Like Dusty Standiford has a coloring book that he's been doing for a couple of years now, and I have the calendar. So it's kind of a thing that people are looking forward to, which is really cool to hear. Like that there are already traditions, in this community and in this show, having only been around for 5 years now. It's really cool, man.
Oh, so many good shots in this, man. I'm just like looking through this stuff, and it's reminding me, like, oh yeah, that new Judas Priest is coming in. And anyway, so this is awesome, and you're not gonna be the only photographer, which we'll definitely take a look at. But on the name tag thing, I know Josh Brown was saying this in a previous chat on Adam's highly articulated stream earlier. He's bringing like 400 name tags, and it's just like,
you are the man.
Incredibly helpful for all of us, you know, and especially with the whole like, you know, I'm Brick something, but like I'm actually
Josh,
Sergio.
Bring a marker, bring a marker so that people can put their name on, because like they're like, oh, how do I? Yeah, so bring some markers. Awesome, that's great.
And you know, you've heard this before, but it's always love your photos. It's absolute fire on Instagram. Rocco, what's going on?
Thanks, Rocco.
Let's see. Cloud. Surprised how many folks knew who I was last year. Not sure I need a name tag at this point, which is awesome. But you know, it's one of those things. Just makes it easy.
You have a memorable name, Cloud. So like it's true. You know,
it's a visual name.
There are people. There are many Brians. There are many. I think Jay's. I don't know. There's a lot of names that are repeated. So like, you know, it is helpful to have that Joe Gonsalves, even though Joe's mustache gives him away. So.
Oh my God, sorry nephew, but your photo is going to be on there longer. Blame your dad. But my brother Ted is saying one of the best things about working at his office is that they all wear name tags, which is it's true. It's very folks know that he's works for Disney. He's an Imagineer. And for the longest time, it was literally like, it was at the parks, they say their name and then they're like hometown, right? Like if you're in a Disney park, you can kind of see it. Now it's like, I think their favorite character or something, but it's helpful. Like you get to know people,
you know, what's
say hello and all that kind of thing.
He's an Imagineer. He's a cool person. Like the visual people like us, like we will see your face and go like, I know that dude.
Yep.
And I might be able to pull your handle from Instagram if I've seen it enough, or if I've connected it with something. But then I don't, you know, your real name is it? Oh God, you know. So there's a lot of names. There's a lot of people that I have to keep straight. And even like there's times. Listen, I'm getting old, man. There's times when it's like I somebody I talk to all the time. I look at them and go, Nate. Yeah, this is Nate. Yeah, he's on the show with me every week. You know, it's not even a slight. It's just you can only hold so much in here. You know what I mean?
People have got it down. People are going to bring pens and
please.
But yeah, as far as the name tags, man, I'm a teacher, as you know. But like, man, I would, as weird and weirdly maybe corporate or whatever it might be, it would be awesome if people had name tags, kids, because like. It's rough.
Yeah, that's as a teacher, man. Rough. Like that's a tough thing too. Like you forget that one kid's name, and you're like, oh, the kid's like, you feel like, oh, you forgot my
thing's
name.
Like, there's one of me.
I feel terrible. There's like I know who you are. I know. I've seen your work. I've seen. You know. I don't know what you. 100%. I know what you do, but like, I can't remember.
Brutal Realm, you were summoned. I said it 3 times, so now you're here. Looking forward to meeting those guys and seeing them in person.
Hell yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah. Here you go. So just look for the signature mustache, 100%. So
and the knife, right, Joe? Right, it's the switchblade.
Yep. Look for the colors. I mean, you know, you can probably figure out people by colors.
Yeah, I mean, the purple gang is an easy spot. So
right. I'm now finding when people say my buddy, they are talking about me. It's the drama of having the name Buddy all over again. Sure. Or they are not.
See, that's great though. So I can just say, "Hey, buddy, what's going on?"
Right. Hey, you. All right. So you're not the only photographer that's going to be there. That's what I love about this thing. I was talking to Emil about how like I sort of said like Four Horsemen are kind of like this hub of creativity and toy making. Really, we brought up Brutal Realm, A-Walk, you know, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Armies of Ashmore. Meta Travelers and also Galactic Valor. Like there's all these sort of like lines that have like shared their stuff at LegionsCon and kind of like so it's like they're a hub of creativity, right? Like folks recognize that about the studio, very like artist first, you know, artist facing, artist forward kind of thing. And so
got Unparalleled Universe this year too.
Yeah. So like you're not the only photographers that's going to be there sort of sharing their stuff. You mentioned Nate already, who's sharing a table with you, who is now, I guess, not just a photographer, but photographer / author, right? And they'll have their book there.
Photographer, author. Yep.
And I don't actually, I haven't heard about what he's going to bring. Do you happen to know what Nate will have? But
I've talked to Nate about bringing prints, but I don't think he's bringing prints. I think he's concentrating on the books. We will have the book, The 2 Words to Save Christmas, which is great.
Yep.
I mean, really good book, especially if you've got kids. I mean, even if you don't, I don't have kids, and I'm going to support my friend, but I loved it, man. It's Emma Wickman's illustrations, and Nate's writing. It's fantastic. But Nate's awesome. I have pushed him to get prints. I don't know why I don't think he's reluctant. I don't know if he just doesn't have time or just hasn't figured out how to do it. But I'm going to talk to him about it again this year and see if we can't maybe get a couple of tables next year, because it's getting, with the lunch boxes and everything, it is getting to be more and more crowded. So we may need 2 tables.
Right.
But I think he should do this, especially now that he's got the book. I think if he had thought that the book was going to be, I don't know if they knew the book was going to be out this year, that he may have gotten a table by himself too, but happy to have that on the table. I'll also have Dorklair t-shirts and stuff, but yeah.
Oh, cool.
I mean, Nate's work is awesome. Yeah. Dorklair t-shirts will be there as well. Yeah.
Real quick, I want to underscore what you just said. Nate's work is absolutely awesome. I'm just scrolling through this stuff, and it's just
I love to have that one, that cos in the middle.
This one?
Yep. Print. Yep. I mean, there's so many, man. I that's so cool. I love that.
Yeah, there's all sorts of great things, and great choice in toys. A lot of these toys are ones that I love, and I'm I want to see these things. This is just great work. So, but yeah, and I know obviously you as a photographer, you do content that's all about toy photography, and you do a Legion show, so you end up connecting with a lot of these folks. I just think it's really cool to kind of to know that, yes, we love Mythic Legions, we love Cosmic Legions, we love the toys, but there's sort of this other world around it. We love the art, we love the photography. You mentioned Dusty's coloring book. It's really cool.
Yeah. So going off of that, I will say something. I usually don't like to say, my wife hates this when I say I was going to do this and I didn't, but I wanted to do this year. There was logistical reasons that we didn't, because I had already talked to Jeremy about it, but I think it's going to happen next year. I'm going to find a way.
What you're going to say.
So I want to do the art of Mythic Legions, and I want to feature other people who are doing illustrations, photography. I have an emphasis on photography, but everything. You know what I mean? It was a matter of where we could put them, because we can't exactly tack them to the wall of a hotel. So we have to have some sort of structure to put them on. I have to coordinate with people to get their work printed. A lot of people haven't printed their work. I highly encourage anybody to just have your work printed and see what it looks like, because it's a fun experience. But so it's going to be coordinating with them. So basically, after this is over, maybe starting in January or February, I'm going to start talking to people about this. And trying to figure out how I can put this out to a certain number of people, because obviously we can't have unlimited space for this. I don't know how I'll do it. This is what I'm saying. The logistics of it just came to me too late to be able to get it done this year. But I want to feature this, because this is a big part of that community that isn't getting 100% represented, except for people who, like the people we're going to talk about tonight, who have a table. You know what I mean? And I really want to do it. And there are people that are being represented, $1.99 from Noah Pratt.
I'm so bad.
We'll also be talking about, who is an awesome photographer.
I'm so excited to see everyone soon. Thank you, Noah.
Me too, man. My biggest disappointment is I'm next to some great people, but I was across from Noah and Eric Miller last year, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
So I'll be right down.
Yeah, man. And then there's folks who I'm bummed that won't be going this year, like Jesse. But what's up, Jesse?
Oh, I thought Jesse was going. Jesse's not going?
No.
At
least that's the last that I heard.
Jesse, I thought you were going.
But this stuff is great. So that's kind of where I thought you were going, some kind of gallery or thing. But and I know it's not the same as having wall space. And I hear you on wanting to print stuff, but there is also the the option someday of like screens, right, and sort of revolving things out and kind of like.
I also thought about that. I also thought
Mm-hmm.
about having that in either in my booth or somewhere where you could just kind of sit there and watch.
Right.
It's a weird thing, not to get into the details, but like, you know, paying the hotel for electricity. I think you have to rent out the TV because it's like
Sure.
you know, probably a union thing or something like that. So it gets to be, there's a price to that. And,
Sure.
you know, that's Jeremy's call because it's his show, you know, or that.
Right.
I think I have a way to do it, and I'm going to be sucking up those costs, and I'm fine with that because I really want to do this. I just have to talk to him about it and really kind of work it out. I think this year, with the amount of people that are in there and what they're doing with the armory and everything, it's going to kind of give us an idea of like where there's space to do this. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'll probably walk around with him and say, hey, we could do this there, you know, over here next year or something. But I really think it's underrepresented here, and I really want more people to see other people's besides my work and some of the people like Pablo and Noah that have, you know, the tables there and stuff. So.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's great. This was Nate's stuff. He'll be with you at table. What is it? I should have it here.
God, I don't even know my table number.
28.
30,
you're 28.
20,
You're 28.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. So you can find him there, and then Pablo, who will be at booth 38. Yeah. So this is PL Toy Box Photography. This is his site. This one, you know, you mentioned Wade's going to be there. But like, you know, I love the use of the Odious head on this Legions figure. But he just takes. I love this sort of collage thing that he's got going on. Yeah, he's got this cool collage thing going on with a lot of the different characters.
He was doing that. I don't know if he's gotten away from that a little bit, but like, I mean, he's also doing the Plunderlings photography for Plunderlings now. So,
yeah, just awesome.
He's got some great stuff there.
Yeah, I mean, there really is this aspect of this industry, right? That I agree with you that it doesn't quite have the same sort of I don't know, attention. Maybe. And so I any way to do that, I think would be great because this is the stuff that we often see first, right? Like your G-Con, literally it's your photos that are like, whoa, you know, we get the logo reveal and then usually a character shot. We're like, so
it's my stuff. But then like when the stuff comes out, you get to see like people beat me to it because I've already shot it and I'm like, okay, I got this in. I don't even have time to open it. You know what I mean? When the actual product comes out and shoot it. And that's when you see all these incredible photos of this stuff, you know, after the products have shipped to all these photographers. And it's great stuff. I mean, there's amazing stuff out there. And I really want to call attention to that more. I really want people to see Michael Xavier, you know, is one of the Mythic Enablers, great photography, and he doesn't have a booth. You know what I mean? He just comes to the show, and I don't think Michael doesn't have a booth. No, he should, but he doesn't. And I want people to see that. You know what I mean? It's like, you see all my crap during G-Con, and that's all well and good, and whatever. But like, there's a lot like that. Like that's great. Like I want people to see this stuff. You know what I mean? And just it's also, I mean, let's be honest, like toy photography sells toys, right? So, you know,
100%. But you know what's really interesting is I think the toy photography could appeal to non-toy people as well. Like they would just be looking at this like, what the hell is this? And then they realize, wait, those are toys? And like these things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Someday,
and
man,
it's a matter of like showing people that there's adjacent to the hobby, because I think more than any other line, Mythic Legions, you know, the first thing is the easiest thing to jump into probably is customizing with the pop and swap. And then the next level there, if you're enjoying that, is to go and get and paint things, and then third-party parts and paint those up. And then maybe if you're into toy photography or if you want to do this kind of stuff, that's another aspect of it. And I don't think people know about that. Everybody that goes to the show doesn't know about that kind of stuff. And to see it and to go, oh, that's really cool. You know, Nate Barch, artist, incredible artist for Mythic Legions. His son is doing toy photography now. You know, there's so many people I know whose kids are jumping into it, you know, as an offshoot to just putting them on the shelf and looking at them, which is cool. But like, you know, it's kind of playing with your toys without, you know, sitting there going, you know, like this.
No, absolutely. I mean, yeah. So anyway, there's visual language involved. There's obviously the photography, the post stuff. If you're doing that, there's so much like skill level involved. Like, you know, in teaching, we talk about project-based learning, and like this kind of stuff. You learn so much by doing this kind of stuff and watching other people do it, watching your shows where people are talking like the, you know, Alvin Mazes. But anyway, Pablo's one of them. Bierman Photography,
awesome.
Jared Bierman.
And Pablo will have a booth there. Like you said, he'll have prints. So you'll be able to buy stuff from Pablo, which is cool. Yep.
Thank you. Yes, please interject with that because I'm not totally sure what people are bringing. And then we've got Bierman Photography, Jared in 47.
He's a great photographer. You know what I mean? Like he does like, you know,
yeah. I mean,
just like this, like nature photography, which is nuts. Yeah, like that's hard to do.
Yeah.
But it's toy photography. And Jared, I don't know if Jared actually sells prints or not. I think in the past he has, but he does a lot of also like 3D work and stuff, and he sells a lot of props and creates a lot of props and stuff, which is fantastic.
I love the outdoor shots too.
Yep.
Well, I don't. Thing. So we don't know what necessarily he'll have, but if you're going to LegionsCon, definitely look at this as well as all the other stuff. Check out the photographers, you know, like let them know what you think of their work and just sort of see what they've got going on. Because, yeah, look at this stuff. Anyway, man, I could be here forever. But so we've got Steve Mank, Articulated Times. Awesome. Again, just great photographs.
I love that second one with the. I mean, I love them all, but that second one with his learning card, that's so good. So good. Yeah.
Really just like this is I've said this before, but like, you know, when I was playing with toys as a kid, this is what was happening in my brain. So to see people kind of like visualize it, kind of tell stories and show these things.
But you and I only had 5 points of articulation unless we
Yeah. 5, and then occasional the Joes had the O-rings, and it's like, ooh, look, he can do this now. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, this stuff is wild. So I just wanted to, you know, remind people
will have
like
a table.
Cool to see all this stuff. Anything's posable. Forgetting the name.
Oh no,
I don't know.
So Noah's like one of those annoying people who's great, who's good at everything. Like he's just so he's doing these. He's designing these like heads now that he's having. I forget who the sculptor is doing, but he's kind of like designing them and have them doing them, and they're looking great. And he does this amazing photography that's like these extreme angles, which I love. Beautiful lighting, gorgeous lighting. And he paints and he creates Dio stuff. You know, he'll have Dio pieces there, I'm assuming this year again, which are awesome. He's done turntables before. So if you've ever watched a Dorklair video, you'll see one of his like stone turntables that he did for Bill.
That's cool.
Yeah. That whole piece is his thing. Yeah. So, and his photography is gorgeous. And it's like, I think people think about him as, you know, kind of a customizer now, but he's a great photographer. So his prints are gorgeous. I picked up a shot of his last year. It was a custom he did with a monkey head on, I think it was a Dubon body, I think. That was great. Yeah, that was gorgeous.
This is the one I put in the thumbnail because, man, I just thought it was so. And again, it's a testament to the toys because, man, if you can get this close up on these toys and they look so damn good.
Well, plus that's I think that's one of the heads he painted, and like that's like insane.
Man, it's gonna be wall to wall with talent.
No, I'm just kidding.
Of folks in there. RG, so, like he's gonna be there with his stuff, and I was trying to find his stream where he was showing this, but like he's bringing effects like this, sort of like he was.
I gotta buy that.
How they're done. Yeah,
because I had a shot. I just did a Joy Toy shot with one of those in the background, and luckily it was out of focus because I just took some cotton and just like spray painted some black.
Yep.
It was okay. It sold the thing, but that looks like even close up, that looks incredible. So
with the lighting inside and everything. And he's got some that are gonna have like missiles coming out or like smaller.
Nice. I think this one does. Yeah, cool.
I thought you were gonna say I need that for the dragon that we're having to shoot, but
I didn't say
that's not what you said. That is not what you said. Yeah. This one, the boot to the face. And again, it's one of these things where I've been watching these people's work. It's just going to be nice to be able to meet them in person. Yep. You know, I've been watching his streams.
Art's a great photographer too, man.
Yeah, doing the photography, doing the the product, and he's also huge on YouTube. Like I enjoy watching his YouTube streams. So.
Yeah, that's what I think of Art. I think of Art as like opening toys and just watching him and just chilling out.
Yep.
I usually have him on like, well, I'm reading a book or doing something else or shooting down here or something. So
there's this guy that we've mentioned a couple times already, but Michael, I have focused on his work because last week Cloud and I were looking at this cage, but then of course there's the photography itself. I was like, man, what a deal to be able to like, I make things and then I can show you how good
another
they
one
look
that
with the
irritates
photography.
me. Like he could just like, because I got a 3D printer and I've like downloaded some stuff and I don't know. The cleanup on the resin printer is already like I'm kind of done. I think I'm going to go to like a really high-end PLA if I even bother anymore, but or I'll just pay somebody to print stuff. I'm just kind of done. But like the idea to have that is pretty cool. But then to be able to design it on top of that and just like, hey, I got this idea for a shot. I'm just going to pop this together, print it out, and paint it up, and it's going to look great. And then I'm going to do a great shot with it. So yeah,
100%. And and Joe's totally right. One of those annoying people that Trevor's one of.
Yeah.
These highly talented. Anyways, you're selling yourself short, which I appreciate. I'm the exact same way, friend. No. But this was another one. This is like this wasn't there when Cloud and I were talking.
He's done. He just shipped everything off to New Jersey, and like now he's like making this coffin. I'm like, damn it, man! You got to bring one of those. I need that.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's really cool. And again, we're in this awesome time where obviously there's all these like indie toy makers out there. There's the photographers, but there's like the technology now has caught up so that you as a photographer can take the photos, but then instantly have an audience, right? So, it's wild.
What we were talking about maybe not even 5 years ago, like the advent of 3D printing and like, oh, you're going to be able to print your own toys.
Yep.
And maybe someday you won't even buy the toy. You'll just, have it downloaded and printed. I mean, it won't be in full color, but maybe it will in 10 years. But it's amazing. Like people are making just amazing stuff. And it's like all the stuff that a company couldn't make money on, you know what I mean? Selling them like en masse, like you can't just sell a coffin and like have, 50,000 people buy it, to make money on it. So like Mike can do it and sell, 3 dozen, 50, 70, who knows? And it's good for him. You know what I mean? For him, it's great because it's, it is what it is. So it's awesome, man. I love it.
I know someone who just got that, and he might be in this chat and might want to have that coffin. Okay. What's going on, Attorney and Lips? Thank you for joining. Yep. Skew Raider. I think this sums it up, man. All this stuff just looks cool as F, as the kids say, or I guess the older kids now say. Jesse, the artists and creativity always amaze me. That's what it is. Like that's what this channel or this like weekly thing that I do. It's often just like, whoa, of course I'm a toy nerd. I'm a total geek, but I'm also like an art nerd and just blown away by what can happen these days.
This is what I tell people. So I was on Parallel Universe's Wade's show the other day with Robo, and Robo's new to it, Wade's new to it, and Yimbo's been there. But like, I'm like, I think Robo, like as a customizer himself, like I think you're going to be blown away at the first year and the second year were basically art shows. Like nobody was even selling anything, but it was amazing just to see what people do with this. And I've told my wife, who has nothing to do with this stuff, like just zero interest aside from the fact that this is partially my living. And she'll see the boxes come in. That's about it. I think she's going to be interested in it. Like, I think, she's an appreciation for that stuff, but I think anybody, like, I think you could bring your family and like people would get something out of it. 'Cause it's just incredible people's ingenuity and creativity within, a line, man. It's an amazing thing. There's never been, I don't think, anything like this ever,
And so obviously like different toy companies and different toy lines have their folks who are doing customizing, etc. But that's where I go back to what I was saying with Emil. Like there's something unique about what the Four Horsemen have been doing, obviously for the last 25, but especially the last 10, building up an audience that's like, and embracing an audience who's super creative. Like, well, let's rewind real quick. Creating a action figure that's built to be popped and swapped. so that you can move parts around. And then that allows people to come in and say like, well, what if we did this? What if we did that? And then go beyond the parts that are available, customize parts, take the photos. And it seems like they've really sort of embraced that as part of the culture around this line, around the studio.
Brilliantly embraced it because
yes. And so, anyway, I love this stuff. Real quick, there was so you should just get into it, man. I'm assuming this is a printer.
We'll talk because I've heard
X1 carbon for PLA.
Is that a printer? Of people. It is a printer. I've heard the Bamboo. There's a Elegoo I don't know. I forget which planet it's named after, but one of them that's supposed to be really, really good too. I think Steph's got that one. So yeah, we'll talk, man. I gotta get a PLA. I'm done cleaning up and dealing with resin. It's a nightmare. Also, Rob Zamora. I don't remember yelling at you at all. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
So thank you, Chris, for the super chat. Really appreciate that. And what did you do? Trevor?
I have no idea.
What did you do?
I don't know. I was probably who knows. 2 hours in. I'm talking too much. Wade's talking too much. I'm having a drink. Who knows what I said? I don't know. I love Rob though. Rob, I can't wait to see Rob in person. It's going to be fantastic.
So Michael's wife is also coming this year, and she digs all of this. Yeah,
really, that's cool. That's nice.
I've been showing, my partner, my spouse, all this stuff, and she's also been like, "Whoa!" Actually, before this, I was telling her, Trevor's gonna be on. I've shown her the Big Dubs video, and she's really into it. She's like, "Wow, that's really cool." I don't think I could convince her to come with, but here's Adam. Now that he's getting paid to do toy stuff, his wife is way more interested. This is
it's a weird thing, man. It's still like the YouTube thing. We literally call it like a thing. Like, you got a thing tonight? Yeah, I got a thing tonight. I don't even think she's watched any of this stuff. I have no idea. She knows what I do, but I made her watch the last reveal for when they did the reveal for, I think it was Ashes of Agmendor, which was a live broadcast, and she was like, "Oh wow, that's all your stuff." Yeah, and they were saying nice things, which was cool. Yeah, all right, good. But Jeremy then reads the bio, and her eyes glaze over about the goblins of Gob Hollow, and she's like, "Oh boy, you guys are nerds." But she likes all this stuff. She likes the Marvel and Star Wars and stuff. But I think it's just the toy level is just a little too much. Although I got her a Richard Simmons doll last year because she likes Richard Simmons.
Nice.
And she was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." So I don't know.
Well,
I think she'll be into it. I think she'll be into it for at least for a day. She won't be collecting stuff, but who knows?
Right. And just so you know, there were witnesses. So sorry, buddy.
I don't remember this at all. I don't remember.
Yep. Okay. So
aside from whatever it was love.
Michael, you're doing great stuff. This guy, he used to be on a regular stream that I think has I know for a fact has ended, but I've been watching his work for the longest time. Well, I don't know if he's got a new one. I think maybe he has a newer one, but I used to watch him every, I think it was Friday nights with a group of folks.
Late.
Yeah. And so they've since paused on that, and that hasn't happened. He was doing comic books, right? He was he was my inside line to current comics, because he'd break down all the comics that were coming this week. And so anyway, he's obviously, in addition to being a big nerd, this guy is a crafts person, man. This dude is an artiste making these things, and this is going to be his largest dio ever. He says only at LegionsCon 2024. He's bringing this thing. I'm assuming, I don't know how he's bringing this stuff from Indonesia, where he's based, which is wild to me. But this gray skull sort of dio that I guess has there's different versions with an alternate gate, it says here, without skull. I'm not in the market for things like this, but I'm fully an appreciator of this kind of stuff.
Can I make a confession?
Yeah. Is it coming for you?
I've kind of committed to this already.
Oh yeah. That's not a confession. That's a flex.
I told them that I may make enough during the show to be able to afford this thing. So I may be coming home with this. Yeah.
Nice. It's huge.
It's
4
enormous.
feet by 3 feet by 1.5 feet. So you must live in one of those huge New York homes that I see on TV. Is that what it is?
I do not have a McMansion, no, but like I'm even out of room for diorama pieces, honestly. Like you think your collection takes up a lot of space. Try collecting diorama pieces.
Yeah.
On top of that. But
Whew.
I'm going to find a way because I think this is just going to be amazing for shots. Like I have to like for what I do, like I have to like invest in this stuff because it gets a little stale after a while. Like you get to see the same things in the background and it's like I got to mix it up and change it up and stuff. So yeah, for sure.
And there's a bunch of options in this because it's so huge. Like you could focus on the balcony, you could focus in front of the gate, you could focus down in the lava moat. Like, there's a lot of cool options.
And I think he's going to do something for me with the skull because I told him like that's a little limiting, like on the doorway. It's cool and all, but like if I could switch that out for something else, it'd be amazing. Yeah, and his photography, he's an awesome photographer too. Like
exactly.
Else,
exactly. Like you can tell, and which makes sense because he almost like has an idea of what people would want, right?
Oh yeah. Yep, absolutely. His stuff is incredible. The cityscape that he just did, I'm gonna get one of those too.
Is this for you? You think this alternate
has been made since I said, "Hey, could that be done?"
That's awesome, man, and that's really exciting. So, but what's funny is I couldn't actually find him on the thing to figure out where his booth is. Does he have his own booth? Is he sharing with somebody?
No, I think he's sharing with somebody. I think somebody's bringing, and I don't even remember who it was.
Okay.
If I looked at the map, I probably could figure it out, but I can't remember.
So I asked him, but I don't know that he answered yet. But yeah, his stuff is great. I featured his stuff before, as you mentioned, like all of his diaries.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Gorgeous.
I got his rooftop one, his original one with the clock tower, and I think I'm going to get these. Even though I don't really shoot a lot of like superhero stuff, like it's kind of because I don't really have like good dios. I bought some other things from other people which are really nice too as well, but I'll probably combine them all. But and Wall XD, I just got my Wall XDs and stuff from Mike. But hopefully it'll force me to shoot a lot more superhero stuff because I'd like to. I don't know.
Man,
I got a lot of medieval dials. So
looking forward to meeting him and seeing his work in person, and congratulations, man. If that thing is yours, whew. Congratulations. That thing's gorgeous.
I think I've committed to it.
Well, I mean, you reinforced it here, so too late.
Yeah.
Carver Customs, who I know has been on your show.
Could be on the show tomorrow. Actually.
Oh, perfect. Yep. So he's going to be, you're still doing your road to LegionsCon. Like that's actually, it's been awesome.
Tomorrow will probably be, it's probably the penultimate one. I think we'll do one the Monday of, but it's probably going to just be the three of us and just talking about like preps and what we're looking for and stuff like that. So we'll see.
But I love his stuff, but I really appreciate some of the new things that he's kind of building. Like I've seen the lights that he's done the last couple of years, but just the notion of like building, things for like the world, right? These columns, but with like statues, like what would art look like in these worlds? It's so cool. I think it's fantastic.
This is your Legion. What did you call it? What's your
Mythic? That's not me. That's
Mythic
Ted
Regions.
Biaselli. That's Ted Biaselli, man. Mythic Regions.
Ted Biaselli gonna be on my show too as well pretty soon. Can't wait to get.
Oh, is he? Good.
Yeah.
Oh, but he's not coming to LegionsCon.
No, he can't. No, he's in Australia, I think, for something at the moment. So, but.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna work on him. I'm gonna work on him for next year. We'll see.
Yeah, I love that guy, man, and he's working on some amazing stuff. But like things like this, right? Yeah, like giant statues from in this world. I dig
his style stuff. Like people, it's not the first thing you think of, but like his style stuff is great. But like his torches are just so awesome. Like and he's and the little robot. He's gonna have more of those. I think this year. It's such a cool thing.
Yeah, with new parts and stuff. Really cool. So that's what I love, man. I love, Dio's absolutely fantastic, but I feel like as people move forward, they keep finding new things to do to like just expand our idea of what like custom parts and what this hobby's all about. So
we do need these things. Like this is the kind of stuff that we need as photographers, and even as just display people, like just having it on your shelf to have a couple of
100%.
Those torches on either side of a display of some figures or something, or this background, this castle as your Detolf diorama. It just really brings your collection to life, and it definitely will be a gateway to toy photography, because like as soon as you see stuff on it, you're like, ooh, that'd be a great picture right there.
Yeah. Anyways, I love this stuff. Looking forward to seeing their things in person. Even these little like prop pieces that everybody's like on the dragon tip.
I know. Well, like he picked that up. Like I keep seeing. See, this is what I love. I saw that head at like what Joann's or Michael's or whatever.
Yep.
They have those bone, and like what a great use of it that is. You know what I mean? That's perfect.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep. Love it. JJE Toys, who I wasn't super familiar with, but I think this is their first time, and I was just sort of looking at all the cool things they've got going on. They've got this like Mesoamerican sort of like, don't know if it's meant to be Aztec, Mayan, maybe based on the skull, it's more Aztec, but it's cool. The idea of like modular displays that you can kind of work into different lines. Like, yes, this could work for Legions. Yes, this could work for AWOC. Yes, this could work for Brutal Realm. Man, yeah. I mean, and I also sort of feel like, you get one or two always. It starts somewhere, but then, you kind of like, you're almost like curating your shelf, right? You've got like this gorgeous little setup. You put on a couple figures, cycle them in and out. That's my plan anyway. A little bit of,
Yeah, JJE was on the
Martin.
show a couple of weeks ago too. Yeah, great stuff, and affordably priced, and it's just really, this is great. I mean, to start out with this as your first dio, or I buy that. This is a great dio. I love to have this dio.
Amazing stuff.
You know what I mean? Like, this is just going to get you started, man. It's really cool.
Even if I wasn't going to buy a thing, which good luck, but just walking around, I imagine it's just like amazing. It's like an art show, right? Just walking around this place. So it's inspiring. You know what I mean? Like you're going to walk around and you're going to be like, oh, like that's so cool. That gives me, and then I start thinking about, like things that I like, and like that would be a cool custom. And then you see stuff like this, and whether or not you're going to go home with it, it's just like, this sparks something. Like, I want to do something here. I'm going to look for it next year, or I'm going to, buy something, similar, or ask this person if they can customize something for me. You know what I mean? Because you do that. Definitely do that. Not everybody does commissions and stuff, but you never know. You know what I mean? Like, if you really want something specific, ask around, man. That's great. Yeah,
I mean, you're dealing with craftsmen here. You're not dealing with people who put one thing out and that's it, and that's all you can buy. It's great like that.
Folks are clarifying. So 78 is on highly posable now with Whale and Corey, which I just
highly posable. Yeah.
That wasn't the one I was thinking. He used to be with another group of folks a while back on Friday nights, and like I said, he would break down comics every week, what was coming in, and so
okay.
Yeah,
This is highly posable is where I know him from. Yeah.
Cool. And so you are committed, because he probably doesn't want to bring that home.
Oh, I know he doesn't want to bring it home, and I want it.
Yeah. So
I will be picking that up for sure. Yeah.
JJE stuff is dope. More of that, and then Mythic Bits. We looked at this last week. We especially were kind of like oohing and awing over this. Sort of continuing this annual thing that they've been doing with bringing these little. Like last year was dwarves, right? So it's sort of like this faction specific kind of dio.
Year he had the dwarf. So the year before that, when we were in the old hotel, Chris had brought this kind of prototype thing, basically for display, that I bought from him, and it ended up being in the calendar last year for December. Really cool, like gateway, like dwarven gateway, and it was just kind of a one-off thing, and they really hadn't perfected it, and I think enough people inquired about it. That I think this was kind of like, I think this is always kind of his idea to do stuff like this, but this is super cool, and I definitely want to pick one of these up for this year. This gate itself is just like really awesome.
It looks amazing, and I love for display purposes, the different places, the different tiers that you can do for photography. I imagine this being pretty cool. So, but this was, while it was great, and we looked at that last week, there were some other things that like I already know that I want to come home with, like the idea of this is what I really love about what Mythic Bits and others are doing. It's like creating new ways to sort of display some of the stuff we already have. Like, how many of us have little boxes filled with weapons? Well, why don't you turn it into a display with a nice rack, right? Like this whole little system sort of made so that it can fit all the different types of weapons. Would definitely take a little bit of, handiwork in terms of paint, but it would look amazing.
Yeah, it's going to look great in a photo. It'll look great on the shelf, just holding your extra, stuff there. Yeah.
I think they were selling them for like $29 shipped. So I don't know what it's going to be at the con, but I've definitely got my eyes on some of these, and then things like this, right? Like, as simple as that seems, like the stands for some of these things to kind of put them into a display.
Let me tell you, that's awesome. Because I have I have that whole set of banners, and I've put them in the hands of figures, and I just want them to be on something. And there was something that came with them, but they was meant to clip on to like a shelf or something in the original. It just didn't work like to sit on a shelf. So like, this is great. I love this.
Yeah. What's up, Steph? What's up, RG?
Hey.
So he's saying these will be sold in a much better brown at the con.
Okay.
Good.
A little more wood-like. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. This is great stuff, and you can kind of see it here.
The shield stand. That's a great idea.
Yeah. So brilliant. Like, this is. Let me get that stuff out of that damn plastic box over there and actually put it to work, because it's all gorgeous, right? Yeah. It's like,
well, you're getting those those 3D shields too, like with the with Legions, like the lion and stuff like that, and Necronominus, right, and they're there you go, and that those look cool on the figure, but that looks hella cool in the middle of your like Xylonis flock display as well.
Yes, absolutely, love it, man. And then
there you go.
This as well, like, this is a whole other thing for those that like are into it. Like, we've all got
this is a smart,
the boxes. We've all got this stuff, like, clip it and put it into this little display, and you've got yourself your little mini museum of your characters with the character bio and the faction. Brilliant. It's awesome stuff, man. I love this kind of thing, and I just feel like again, more and more I see sort of people like innovating and thinking of new ways to help us reimagine how to spend our money, but also how to like display this stuff.
Yeah. I try to find, I saw somebody today actually commented on it. I'll see if I can find it, but they did bookmarks. They laminated those bios so you could use it as a bookmark, which is a great idea too. Yeah. But that's so cool.
Yeah. Other folks like seeing it. They're like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Weapon rack is a great idea.
Greg, what's up? Good to see you. And these are great couple, like, got the testimonials going on. I love it. And this is it right here, like J Max saying, these type of items take the display to the next level. Absolutely.
Yeah. This is the kind of stuff that I'm going to be looking for. I'm definitely going to Chris's table because I need these.
Yeah.
And like, I'm going to be looking for stuff for photography as well. But like my display, I really just want to like, there's so much, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You got to have a plan.
That's what I was going to kind of ask you a little bit about, like, of all the sort of things that we're looking at, what do you have on your list? What are your, obviously it sounds like you're already bringing home a massive dio.
Yeah. So that's going to take a lot right there. That's going to be a big chunk of money.
And no commitment. I know it's weird. I'm just asking you. So the folks who are like, hey, he said he was going to buy this. Don't pressure him.
Not specifically.
Money and space is finite.
I got some stuff that I'm going to get from Mike, Insightful Imagery. I always want to get, some pieces from some of the top people there, heads. Like, even though I have probably racks of painted sculpts from amazing customizers that I haven't put bodies to yet. I just feel I'm compelled to buy them, and then like, I'll figure out a place for them later. Full customs, I have a thing that I do with Fury Orcs or Fury Orc type figures, Fury Dwarfs, Fury Goblins, whatever. So I've been collecting those from people, and every year I will tell somebody like who I haven't gotten anything from, like, hey, listen, man, if it's in your heart to do a Fury Orc or a Fury whatever, Centaur or whatever. That's what I want to buy from you. You know what I mean? Just so I've got a whole collection of like my favorite customizers and their work in the Fury clan. So
I love that.
Kind of.
Well,
a
you know
focus.
what?
Yeah.
Just to throw this out there, you could easily print out what you need here from those customizers to like do your little display of the work of all these different customizers.
I got to find a way to like label these things because I'm looking at my shelf right now and I'm like, as of last year, I was like, yeah, I remember who I bought that from. But now I'm looking back past that. I'm like, I don't know who did that one. And like you said earlier, like taking pictures of things. Yep. So I got to find a way to do that. Let's get crazy. I'm gonna have to ask people. Was this yours? I don't remember.
Man, I'm waiting for the day when people. There's a museum out there that we go to and just kind of check this stuff out, right?
I'm saying, like
get your photo galleries in there.
It's an interesting thing because I don't want to say I started the ball rolling, but I tried to get Emil's Emil with his tribute figures was, I mean, he's definitely one of the top people, up there in terms of customs and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I tried to get his Avengers like the second year of of LegionsCon, and he just didn't want to sell them. He wasn't selling things. Like nobody was selling anything, right? And then the third year, he got an offer from somebody, and he came over to me and he said, "Listen, you wanted these first, and you offered if you can match this, they're yours." And I did. And it's not even a humble brag. Like I like those are like almost famous now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I feel like whether or not this line goes on for 20, 30 years, like that's artwork, man. Like that's art. You know what I mean? That I think is going to have, I don't even care if it has value. It has interest for people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like in the years to come, like 30 years from now, people look back and like, oh yeah, remember Mythic Legions? Those were so cool. And those will be like a piece of that history that I think is going to be, valuable from an aesthetic standpoint, if not, from a money standpoint. I don't care about that. It's just
no, absolutely. Cool, it's just like anything. Okay, so I've mentioned this before on the channel, but have you ever been to Seattle's? It used to be the Experience Music Project. It became the Museum of Pop Culture. Was that right? Yeah, MoPop, Museum of Pop Culture, and it's right next to where they do like.
I don't think I was in a museum in Seattle, and I don't think it was that.
Okay,
it was more
right
of
by the Space
avant-garde thing, but I would love to see that.
No. Right by the Space Needle is totally this accessible like celebration of pop culture. It started as the Experience Music Project, where you'd go in, you'd see like Jimi Hendrix guitar,
yeah.
But then you could actually like how you record music, and then kind of like these real like demonstration like touchable things, and then lots of cool little like niche music displays of like. Whatever, like the LA punk scene or whatever.
Yeah.
So my thing is like, man, where's the MoToy, right? The Museum of Toy Culture, where like, you can kind of do like a intern for a day, like little documentaries, and you go and you sort of like, here's the Four Horsemen talking about this line. And then they switch out just like exhibits, right? And then people can look at the toys, and maybe there's a place where you can, see what injection molding's about, like that kind of stuff. Yeah. Because you're absolutely right. Like this stuff is art, like we have like car culture museums, right? Mm-hmm. I think there will be a time where just like certain generations are super nostalgic about cars or sports or whatever. Like there's us and the toys, and
we're a little myopic about it. I mean, like I know like San Diego Comic-Con. I don't want to get too off the track here, but like San Diego Comic-Con, people like you could kind of mention that, and maybe like 2 out of 5 people on the street might have heard of San Diego Comic-Con, even if they've never been there and have no interest. They've at least heard of it. It's something that they've heard of. Obviously, LegionsCon isn't that, but I think in the whole zeitgeist, eventually this is going to be an interesting area of looking back on toy nostalgia, you know what I mean, that we all have for the Turtles now, and maybe it'll never be that way again. I don't know. I think everything comes around again though. So, and it's going to be really wild, man, because like what is happening at LegionsCon, yes, it's not, hundreds of thousands of people going to San Diego Comic-Con, but it's wild what people are doing there. And it's just a cool little thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's going to be that, and the Glyos people who are there is going to be a thing too, as well. The vinyl collectors and things like that. It's all a wild offshoot of, your basic. Oh, I remember Star Wars figures. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Star Wars figures, but like this stuff is cool. It's really
no.
cool.
I agree. You know, we recently took a trip to Japan, and it's like they understand the importance of celebrating culture and holding up sort of like aspects of their culture that are influential and people love. Like they have museums for everything, right? There's the Bandai Museum, there's the Ghibli Museum.
Yeah,
I'm just saying we don't have that same enough of that sort of same appreciation for these things, and I'm right there, man. I want to see the Museum of Toy Culture. That said, let's do one more, and then we'll close out. Lone Wolf Labs, another person who I feel like is thinking about photographers and people who want to like really take their display to the next level.
Absolutely, he is. For sure. And been doing it for many years now too. Mm-hmm. So I got a bunch of his pieces, like some of these control things. Mm-hmm. I just haven't done enough Cosmic Legion stuff to actually work it into something. And then they threw me a curve with the last line, which was on a planet, a desolate planet. I'm like, I can't use any of these panels. But
that's all right. They gave you a vehicle, Trevor. They gave you a vehicle to take.
But there will be. But I'm dying to use these, and there will be a Cosmic Legion shot either from me if I ever have time to do stuff for myself, or from the studio if we go back into like a ship or a planet or something like that. Mm-hmm. So, they're
this stuff is absolutely great. And what I really dig is that they've been doing. I don't know. Okay, so here's his display at New Jersey at NJ Toy Con to give folks a sense of like there's just all sorts of stuff that this person is like cranking out and making. So if this is any indication of what we might see at LegionsCon, it's wild. Thrones, all this stuff. But then I don't know. It doesn't seem like they make a lot of these, but what I've appreciated, especially when it comes to like Four Horsemen stuff, is that they've been doing like figura obscura, like specific displays, and figure obscura is like the best line for it because they come with so much stuff. And it's like, well, you get this, throw it into a D12 or on the shelf, and like you now have a little scene. So I love this one for the Egyptian gods, and you can put all that, swag that they came with into an awesome display. Same with a little bit of thing going on with Jacob Marley.
Yeah.
Cool little Ebenezer Scrooge.
Kevin's always thinking he's on top of stuff too. Like he's just like really, again, thinking about what's coming out. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, he's got the Frankenstein thing. I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a Frankenstein lab. And there you go. Yeah, I didn't see this.
Super
Kevin's
smart.
Awesome. Super nice guy too, man. Like super nice guy. He and his wife are always there too.
Oh, it's awesome. See, man, you got all this stuff. Now you've got a great environment to throw it all in because I absolutely love that about Figure Obscura. On the other hand, like my little Billy bookcase or whatever does not do all those little items justice, right? It's just here you go.
Yeah, I know. It's always better with something behind them or something for them to stand on or something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's cool.
All right, so mate. I'm obviously super excited. We've got one more show here before I'm actually going to be out in LegionsCon. We're heading out there Wednesday. Coming from the West Coast, I'm just like, took some days off, but yeah, head out there and then see you on Thursday. So I'm looking forward to that. And
I'll probably see you on Wednesday. Are you going are you staying at the hotel?
As of now, yes. We may have a reservation at a nearby thing. Anyways, as of now, yes. But we might also switch it out for the first couple of nights when it's not actually the venue. So anyway, I'll talk to you about that later.
Well, either way, come over to the venue like that night because
folks are hanging out already.
Oh yeah, as soon as I get there at 4:00 in the afternoon, we're gonna hit the bar and sit there and have a drink and then get ready.
Yep, come by, say hello, and get ready for the intern.
The Irish pub is the best, for sure.
Yeah. I'm really. It looks like there's plenty of space for people that can walk around, hang out too.
Oh
so
yeah,
that's gonna be rad.
Yeah.
So
just tip for you, little chilly. It's gonna go from like 70 on Wednesday to like the high 50s, mid 50s on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and 30s at night. So bring a parka.
Yeah, no, I've got my gear.
Okay.
I've been to the East Coast. I've been to New York City
Okay.
Thanksgiving and frozen my, I've been there. But so let's close out by letting folks know all the things that you do. We've talked a little bit about this on Instagram. Follow him over there at 16_shooter. But then you do YouTube stuff. What's going on here? And when's the next one?
Next one is tomorrow night. Legions
Okay.
Lounge. We're gonna have Carver Customs, Nate Barch. Jeez, I gotta go back to my notes here. Hang on a second. It's how it is. I got Eugene Unick is gonna be on tomorrow night, and I think that's it tomorrow night. Maybe some surprise guests. I don't know, but yeah. So again, this is our kind of our road to LegionsCon. We do it every year, and
Yep.
try and get as many people as we can on. Like, I'm trying to get some new people on, but we're getting towards the end, and I'm just bringing some people on who've got some new stuff to talk about and people we haven't had on before. So we'll it's just a gear up. It's fun. It's fun. We had some tips. We had a great tip show. Like, if you want to go back and watch stuff, like, it was a good, like, if you're new to it, here's what to do, what not to do. It's actually a very good reminder every year. But yeah, and then there's other stuff on the channel too as well. There's toy photography behind the scenes, though I haven't done too many of those lately, but they're still there. And there's some good ones. They're timely, evergreen, as they say. And the 1/6 pack, which we should have been doing tonight, but I don't think we're doing tonight.
Okay. Yeah, that's here.
And yeah, so it's a lot of stuff.
So check it out. So if you want to do the Legions thing, go check out the Legions Lounge. The links again will be at that QR code and that link at the bottom. He's got the 1/6 pack, all about 1/6 figures. His name implies that he also does 1/6 figs. There's this. You're still doing this, right? Don't forget.
Toy Photography Bomb, best of the month. Yeah, we're a little behind because October is a nightmare month for me, as you can understand. And Maz is going to be my guest on the next one for September, which should have been done like weeks ago, but I just haven't had time to do it. So we may be doing some back-to-back stuff for September and October in November, like after LegionsCon. So yeah, it's still happening. It's just not always very timely, but it's a great time. Like, if you're interested in toy photography, you're going to be introduced to some great new accounts, most likely. So
exactly. So open up a browser while you're watching, open up your Instagram, and just like be ready to type it in and follow. That's what I do. And then speaking of Maz's, I don't know why that's not here, but you had over on Maz's, what days of the week are you guys doing?
Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do toy photography talk, so we'll go through. You can tag Toy Photography Talk on Instagram, and if you would want to critique, like, that's what we're doing here. This is like kind of like art school critique, man. This is not like, hey, you did a great job here. There is a lot of that, but like, if you really want, some tips and tricks and to get better, and we've seen people progressively get better as we've gone along. People who are paying attention. I mean, if you're just looking for, faint praise here or whatever, like, that's not it.
Nope.
We're not attacking. We're helping. We're trying to tell you what could be better. So yeah, I've seen a lot of people grow from this. So it's been 100%. Cool.
It's the salon. It's the art, like you said, art class where you're critiquing and like giving ideas. It's really cool. It's actually just cool to hear you all talk about it and sort of see how you're seeing things, and I love it. And a lot of the folks that we featured tonight are essentially like panelists on that show, including Michael, Pablo. So check that out, folks. So for me, next Sunday will be the last show for LegionsCon. I'm actually going to have a couple of folks that were in the chat today. So Dioramas Toys, Joe Gonzalez, John Mejia, Emerald Night Photography, and maybe not Mega J Retro, who will be at LegionsCon. Folks that I've like known online, but actually haven't met in person.
I know. Tell me about it.
We're all going there for the first time, and so we're gonna do that next week. Just sort of like, what are we thinking about, and just kind of just be excited, I guess, before we all head to the East Coast. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, I want to get a bunch of you guys. That's one of my goals for after the show too, is get a bunch of first timers there on Legions Lounge to talk about your experience and what it was like. Hey, toying around.
What's up,
Kev? Haven't seen you in a while, Kev. It's a running gag. I do want one more plug, if you don't mind. Offworld podcast. No. Let's go Offworld podcast, and we're doing a Legions quest. So if you're into D&D, or if you're into people doing bad accents, then that's the show for you. It's fun. We're all playing D&D. Some of us are new. Joe Gonsalves, who's in the chat here, is our DM. He's awesome. We're fairly amateur, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. So
no, we've talked about the Legions quest here before with Joe, actually, and it's super fun. And I'm one of those people who has never actually played, so it's kind of just cool to sort of see people do their thing. It's neat to see Joe in that element too. So
it's great.
Love it. And Kevin loves a good bad accent.
I've seen Kevin do some bad accents, so I'm sure he does.
Yeah. It gets a little dicey.
Some good accents too. He's done some good accents too as well.
Yeah. So thank you, folks, for watching. I appreciate you, whether you were here live or in the replay. Thank you, Trevor. Trevor's another one of these couple of folks who have come back for the second time. Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm excited to meet you in person, sir. And
dude, I can't wait. You're getting a big hug. Everybody's getting a big hug. So expect it. If you don't want it, just put your hands up like this. You don't touch me. That's fine. Yeah, I'm cool.
There's got to be a signal. No. Yeah. It's gonna be great, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
You're gonna love it, man. I can't wait to see what you think, because I think you're just gonna be. I think what you're expecting. I think it's gonna surpass that. I think that's what you're gonna say to me. So
no, it absolutely. I'm sure that's the case. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to let folks know about? I don't think so. Oh, I will say, if you haven't been checking, every Wednesday on the Kickstarter for Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, as folks know, I've been sort of helping with the updates, and there's some good stuff there. Some
nice. I haven't seen
some nice little updates. Things are moving along. Folks got to see giant elephants prototypes, and there's more coming. So keep looking at that. But yeah, I think that's it, man. Oh, Halloween. Are you doing Halloween? Do you do Halloween?
This is a bad subject to bring up right at the end of the show.
Why?
I'm gonna get vilified after all this goodwill, but I'm not big on Halloween. As a kid, I loved Halloween.
Okay.
Dressed up, went to parties. I am now it is just oh God, we got to get candy, and we don't want to get candy that we're gonna eat, so we just get the crappy candy, and and the kids come up and they know it's not great. It's nerds and whatever, but I mean, I don't know. And then we bought a ton of candy. Nobody comes. We buy no candy, and it's a madhouse. So who the hell knows? It's just a lot of work.
Okay. Well, I mean, I always feel like it's the nerds' holiday, right? It's the opportunity to dress up and not totally be, Anyway,
I like the horror movies. I would love to do more photography if I had time in October to do it. But in terms of the actual holiday and the actual celebration of it, I'm not so much on that. But
all right. Well, look out for
the
channel.
What are you dressing up as?
I'll share. I just finally figured it out the other day, and it's all coming together. I'll just sort of tease it here, and just look out for the channel. It's a fun one. So look out for that, and I hope everybody has a wonderful Halloween, because I love it. I love the holiday. It helps that I have 2 little kids, because it gives me an excuse to be even more of a little kid than I already am. And I teach high school, so there's a little bit of that. I haven't been dressing up lately, but it's always fun when I do. So
yeah,
I'll leave it at that, because I realized I didn't prep it enough, but I'll show you on Wednesday. All right, folks, let's get out of here. This is the part where, music drops in, and then you can't even hear me talk anymore. So let's do that, because that's fun and awkward. We should just maybe wave, say goodbye to folks. Goodbye. Yay. And then something happens. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it's not. And then I hit end stream. Yeah. Okay. Thanks again, Trevor. Appreciate you.
Thanks, man.